Hello? Can anyone around here speak basketball?
There it is.
It's the Confederacy of Dunks Basketball Podcast.
Trust in Welcome to the Confederacy of Dunks Basketball Podcast. I am your host, Freddie Rivas. And who, sir, in a Winnipeg Jets shirt are you?
I am the producer, Matt Duncan. Fred, it's fall. It's the first day of fall as we're recording. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I did not know that it was the first day of fall, but I should have, because it's been raining literally all day.
Yeah, we're going through a crazy rain storm, I guess. It's been pretty gradual, though, over the last day. I thought it was going to be a little more intense. It might, by the time people hear this podcast, have been really intense. So hopefully everybody's okay and basements aren't flooding and whatnot, you know?
Hope for the best with the rain. Cheers.
Cheers.
Maddie.
Freddie, I just want to say before we get into everything else, if you're listening to this podcast today and you have League Pass, today's the day for the auto renewal. So make sure you have enough credit card space to make sure that payment goes through. You don't want any funny business as the season's starting soon.
Matty D, you are a pro's pro. That's happened to me a bunch of times. You got to look out for that auto renewal.
Yeah.
A
big chunk.
It's a big chunk. I got the emails. I was ready for it this time. Folks, we are a Raptors podcast. Me and Matt are hardcore fans, but we also have analysts on. We also talk NBA, and we would shoot the shit, have fun. If people want to find us or support us or just give us life, keep the volleyball. I don't know why I'm bringing that up. Keep volleying us around.
Yeah.
A good tweet. How do they do that, Maddie?
We don't have any Confederacy Dunks basketballs yet, but we do have links. And the best way to find them is to go to dunkspodcast.com. We've got lots of stuff there that you can click to go where you want. Our podcatchers. Right now I'm trying to figure out our social media buttons. They fell off the skateboard, so to say. So I have to figure that out. But we do have our link tree set up that can guide you there, and as well at the sonarnetwork.com. That is, our podcast network that we're a part of, and they have our links there as well that you can subscribe and rate if you can. That would be great, as well as our Patreon. And what else? Toques starting to get a little chilly out there.
Hey, keeping those toques fresh.
Yeah, Freddie's got them. They're in the kind of like iron lung that ET was in. Mm-hmm. So that they're fresh. He takes up a lot of space in his kitchen, but he's doing that for the listeners.
Yeah, no, I care about those toques, and I don't remember that particular scene in ET. But I do remember.
It's traumatizing. You don't remember that when he's in the iron lung?
I must have blocked it out. I do remember, Luke Skywalker stayed warm in that beast, so similar thing. I'm assuming.
Yeah, similar kind of idea.
Leo in The Revenant, right? Took a nap in a horse. No worries.
Oh, okay.
Or bear. I don't know.
Haven't seen that one.
Listen, we've strayed, but that's okay. We do that on this pod. We do appreciate all your support, and we've been getting a ton recently. So thank you. It's it feels good.
We had a few more hits on YouTube last episode. So thanks. If you want to, we do have a little bit more editing that goes into that now. So it's pleasant to watch. I think you can click on the chapters. I space it all out. If you just want the NBA segments, you can click on the NBA segments. If you just want the Raptors, you can click on those too. So,
guys,
put a little effort.
Matty D puts in the work. It's not just the strange audio, contemporary art files he puts together. It's really, there's a lot of practical stuff in there.
Absolutely.
And I always appreciate it, Matty. You're a star.
No worries.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like we should get rolling here on the pod as quick as we can. So
Yeah.
I'll just say we got really good guests today. We got Ryan Henry from Below the Hardwood. He's been on the pod a bunch. And we got Matt Henry. You're Matt Duncan.
Two Henrys. They're not related. Different Henrys.
Lots of names, trade. I felt very original this pod, having two of my own names. Just doing my own thing. But
good exercise for you.
Yeah, it was a good exercise. I got lost a couple times.
I think you did pretty good.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, it was a great pod. And Matt Henry, I should say, is a really awesome comedian. So make sure you check his stuff out. And yeah, we talk new Raptors. We talk Raptors excitement. We talk the MVPs from last year, the rankings, anyways. And kind of dive into some NBA history because me and you, Maddie, were talking about the Malice at the Palace doc, and that made
really good answers on that one.
Oh, great! Yeah, that's a great segment. Lots of
money,
easy money. Yeah, and we make big money here. We don't. Please help us out. Like Matt said a couple minutes ago, we don't. We need your help. We need your support.
Oh God.
But yeah, I say we get going here on the pod. And before we do, I'll just say, as I normally do, defund the police, stop Asian hate, email your city councilors, and yeah,
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter, of course. Sorry, how can I miss that?
Sure.
Yeah, those are the 4 important things I feel like I need to say every pod because they're true and they matter. And yeah, if you're listening to this pod, I hope you feel the same. But yeah, with that said, I think let's hop right into this fun up. And Maddie, if you feel like we're good to go, please just give me those deliciously tasty words. Okay. All right. Well, we're set to go here after taking a week off, which we always hate to do. So thanks for hanging in there with us, everybody. Let's bring on these guests and let's start talking Raptors ball and NBA ball, and obviously Quickish Questions. This first guest I've known since high school. He's a hilarious dude. Always makes me laugh. He's always got a funny collectible background. Well, I mean, always, as in the last couple times he's been on the pod. Yeah, hilarious dude, hardcore Raptors fan, and just like an amazing stand-up. But we'll plug him later for sure. Give it up as loud as you can, even if you're at home alone, for comedian Matt Henry.
Hey, let's go.
What's up?
What's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. Thanks for doing the pod.
Man, always a pleasure, man. I love this pod. This is one of the reasons why I have Apple Podcasts download, man. I keep this going.
Shit. Well, we're happy to support Apple, and thank you.
Yeah, man. It's good. It's awesome, man. And I'm happy to be on.
Sweet. Let's bring on guest number 2, and just keep rolling here. He's a hilarious dude, a hardcore Mavericks fan. I don't know if that's like transition, started from Dirk and then went to Luka. We'll see. Like I'm not too sure about the origins, but he's hardcore. He's also a hardcore Raptors fan and just basketball personality in general. Co-host of Below the Hardwood NBA podcast with friends of the pod, Dexter and Alan Shane Lewis, of course. Give it up as loud as you can, even if you're at home alone, for Ryan Henry.
Hey, and of course, yeah, I got to rep for the Mavs.
Repping the Mavs.
The origins. I'm with the original trio, the Steve Nash, Michael Finley, Dirk Nowitzki duo. They brought me there, and I've been with them ever since.
Wow, man! Shout out, Michael Finley.
Yeah,
haven't heard that name in a little bit, and that's around the time I was becoming I was always a basketball fan, but like really a hardcore basketball fan. And he's an incredible player.
Oh yeah, and he's Mavs front office. He got promoted. He's moving on up. So
man, maybe he'll
love me some Finley.
Maybe he takes Cuban's spot one day.
Oh, I hope so, because right now, Mavs Twitter is a rough place, man.
Oh yeah. Hey, Twitter in general, Raptors Twitter. Okay, let's get going right away on the pod here. Maddie, I know you're there. We don't have to go through any existential crisis. You're with me at all times. Please, please just give me that most delicious Raptors sting. I'm always happy when I, come close to the sound. I don't know if I did there, but whatever. Let's start with you, Ryan. Lots of new faces right now for the Raptors. We're rumored to sign, the youngest Antetokounmpo, Alex, who I believe, played a couple years of high school and then a little bit in the Spanish league and went undrafted, which seems weird to me, being Giannis's brother and 20 years old. But yeah, the Raptors are rumored to sign him. We just signed a guy. I'll have a second look here. I think maybe it's George Perry. Reggie Perry, pardon me. A big. We just signed Svi. I mean, a lot of these signings, it should be noted, are not guaranteed. So it's kind of like a camp battle. I'm sure some of the guys are going to be straight to the G League, but a couple of them are going to make the roster. We're not really talking like who's going to make the end of the roster right now. Lots of time to debate for that. But I'm just curious, like all the new faces, including Precious, Scotty, Dragic, whatever. Who are you most excited for?
Man, this team is
intrigued by.
This is team opportunity. You just look at down the roster. There's like 5 or 7 names where it's just like they might not be here next year. They could be here next year. There's a lot of chances for somebody to rise up. So that's exciting. Out of all of them, I like Precious. I think Precious is a name that kind of blew up during the summer for Nigeria. And I think, he was kind of in the news because Stephen A was kind of, making some kind of ignorant comments about his name and stuff. But I was watching him play a little bit in the league last year, and he's not bad. He has some energy. He has some fight. I like Precious at 6'8", forward. Salary's not too much. He has a good attitude. I think he can be a very big piece for us that no one's really looking at because obviously we're focusing on the big names. But I am sold on Precious, and of course I'm sorry to steal another one, but Yuta had a very good Olympics. I saw him because I think they played against my guy Luca, and I was like, damn, like, you know what, Yuta got the energy. Yuta's been here. He's a fan favorite already. So those two, I'm really looking for it. He's not really a new guy, but I know I'm hyped on Yuta. So.
No, I love that answer. He counts. I think you could even throw in like Freddie Gillespie there too, because they were on the team technically last year, and I think Yuta did crack the rotation by the end of it. But it was such a weird year where we were exploring a lot of things. So I think it wouldn't even be that far-fetched that, if like we got a bunch of players and he wasn't on the team. So I think he's a guy that it's fair to be excited for. I think he makes the roster for sure. Mm-hmm. I know I said I wasn't going to talk who makes the roster, but I think he does for sure. But he totally counts. And Precious, I already talked him up on the pod. I'm jacked for Precious. I feel like the fact that Masai wanted him so much, the fact that, I was just saying to a friend of the pod, Dan Galley, on the phone, that I think the Kaiser Soze moment here for Masai is that if you ever thought this trade was about Dragic, you missed everything, because that was really what the deadline was about. I think in large part, obviously Kyle Lowry, but Masai wanted this guy badly, and Riley didn't want to give him up badly, because I think they both recognize he looks a lot and plays a lot like Bam Adebayo. So he's a pretty special guy, I think. And I think also Raptors fans are going to go bonkers for him right away. He's going to be dunking on people. I watched a couple Team Nigeria games, and he was bringing the ball up, hitting threes. And again, does that translate to the NBA? I'm not sure. It's always weird with the international stuff and guys being featured, but I threw more than my own 2 cents in there, nickels worth. Let's go to you, Matt. Who are you most intrigued by? New guys or semi-new guys?
I mean, you got to look at it like this, man. If you're I don't want to call them the newer Raptors fans. Like, a lot of people became quote unquote Raptors fans when they got good and they won a ring.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, if you weren't there for the hard times, for the Barnyarny years, bro.
Oh yeah.
You don't understand how bad this team can be. Like,
totally.
So they're starting from the basement. But what I'm saying is the guys that are here, I'm talking about like Anunoby. I think Pascal's going to earn his keep right now. I'm excited for the new ideals that are coming, but the guys that are already here, this is their moment right now to be like, are you going to be another one of those wash away years for the Raps, or are you going to make the 2019 people keep watching? You know what I'm saying? So I think OG Anunoby's about to go off this year, bro.
I love it.
Why not? It's your time. You're going to be getting way more minutes because now you don't even know who's going to be on the team. So I like OG. I really do. I like Pascal and Fred. Let's go with what we have and see where it goes. Young guys, they're gonna make a name. Like, now's the time because nobody really knows your name right now. But if there's ever been an opportunity for you to show off who you are as a person, show off your skills, it's right now. If you're playing international, if you can shoot, come here and shoot, man. You know what I mean? I don't care for Dragic. I don't think he's that good. I never did. So I mean, if we can do something where we wheel and deal him for someone else, that is going to help the team out, even if it's something draft picks, that's fine. But this is going to be a rebuilding year with names that have to make their names. That's really that's all there is to it for me.
Yeah, man. But a bunch of good points there. I think Goran. Well, we'll see what happens with him. I do feel like the intention was always to move him.
Dwight Powell.
Dwight Powell.
Dwight Powell.
Is that a Mavs fan whispering on the pod?
Send him to Dallas. Send him to his Slovenian
and
brother.
Bring back Porzingis. That's if we're doing that. I want Porzingis here. I like that guy, and I feel like he's not getting a fair shake over there. And I love the Knicks too. Don't get me wrong, but Porzingis, bring him here, and I know he would hoop, and I'll be down there. I'm a season ticket holder, man. I'll be down there cheering for him. Because I would like him to come here and stay. He can make a home right here. Do Dragic for Porzingis. I'm calling it right now.
Oh, God.
I mean, I don't think that would fly, but I'll say this. If we're throwing Mavs names out, just because I'm always praising Masai so much and his patience, I hope he's looking at Cuban and being like, if we don't get Brunson, nothing's coming your way.
I'm not passing up Jalen.
I know that's the thing, but that's Masai and Precious. I think Masai's like, don't worry, I'm down with Goran Dragic.
Yeah,
riding this team's bench for the calendar year. Like, I feel like Masai's like, you don't understand. I don't care. Like, I feel like he has that vibe. He's like, and he even kind of said it, like when people are like, oh, are you worried about like if guys want to play here? And he was like, no. And it was just kind of like, that's dead in the water. And then, 3 weeks later, you see Scotty Barnes walking around Toronto and Goran Dragic is in the video having fun. And it's like, yeah.
Love it.
Have some fun, man, because Masai isn't going to be pushed around. So, hey, maybe you can be a big part of this team, or, we'll see what happens. I actually do like Dwight Powell. I think also if you're trading Goran, there's going to be some contract stuff. But I don't want to go too far in the weeds here. The guy I wanted to talk about for the sake of this question was, I think I'm pretty high, in like a PJ Tucker, Rondé Hollis Jefferson mold. I'm just digging Ish Wainwright. I feel like the fact that this guy played football and basketball, in college and was good, and then he went to overseas and he's still doing well, and kind of, I don't know, I feel like he's going to make the team, and he's going to be this guy that when he's allowed on the court, he's just like a ball of energy and like as tough as they come. And I also feel like he's the perfect type of candidate to be, in the Raptors development system, because he just the vibes he gives me is like he's not going to be outworked. And I think he's 26. He's also, he's traveled, he's played in a bunch of European arenas, and I don't know. It's just a gut feeling, and maybe he doesn't even make the team. We'll see. But he's a guy I'm pretty intrigued with him.
I gotta look up his highlights because I haven't seen much of him yet. But
a lot of diving for loose balls, and he's definitely very barrel chested, and kind of looks like he's jacked. Like he's
yeah, nice.
I mean, we'll see. But I wanna kind of just jump right into the summer here. Matty D, would you please join us all? Just so we can see that perfect background you got. Like it's so intricate and set up, Folks on YouTube, check this out. This guy knows how to do a background. He knows how to plow some snow. He knows how to do a background. Plow. Well, listen, I don't know what
No, you're right. Yeah, sure.
Am I right? Right? You
Blow
plow.
some snow?
Yeah, blow some snow. There you go. Okay. Enough snow material, I think. Matty D, I'll give you a second because I don't want to rush you here.
Okay.
Let's stick with you, Matt Henry, and I showed you guys a video that Kayla Gray shared, I think yesterday on Twitter. Fred VanVleet went to a school. It was kind of like a giveaway community thing, and just seemed like it was all, just fun and kids playing ball. And this kid, it really reminded me of the Doug Ford moment. And please check this out if you've never seen it. But they interviewed this kid at a local Toronto school, and they were like, "What do you think about Doug Ford?" And he just went off, and he was like, "I think Doug Ford's a Timbit." And it was just perfect, and it went viral. It was so funny. And this other kid, reminded me because he could tell cameras were around, and like everyone was kind of like, okay, like this kid's going to seize the moment. And he did. He pops on there and he's like, "Masai, give me a 10-day contract." Like, he starts busting out his stats, and like, I don't know how old he is. Like I want to say maybe like 10 or something, but he's just so confident. He's having fun. And he's like, I'm nice. And then like at the end of the video, he tells some other kid to be quiet. Like he's just having fun. And like, it reminded me of how exciting it is to like, just be a kid and like the joy of the game and just kind of wilding out and having fun. So yeah, in the spirit of that, Matt Henry, what is giving you life right now from a Raptors perspective? It could be like a youth thing. It could be Raptors coming back. Like, just take this question whatever way you want.
First of all, that kid, he went hard. He laid out his contract stipulations in that video. And he's never seen Like Mike before, okay? Keep that in mind. He doesn't know who Bow Wow is, but he knows that he can hang. So that video is phenomenal. That gives you life. In the case of the Raptors and what's about to happen, man, I missed going to Raptors games, bro. I missed booing and taunting guys from the other teams. I can't wait for my man Aaron, what's his name, slam dunk champion, so he can come back here so I can boo his ass. You understand?
Aaron Gordon?
Aaron Gordon. Yeah.
Aaron Gordon, man. I like letting guys know. It's like, man, I know you can dunk, but how come they don't run plays for you? They're not, and you know what will happen? They'll come down and fire up a three that I know was nobody called for that to happen. They'll put up a brick. That's what I'm here for. That's what the Raps need me, man. My claim to fame is I was there for Kawhi hitting that shot, buddy.
Saw the
And
video.
so I was there. I was screaming, and it's one of those things where obviously it's a young team, and if you're a Raptors fan, you're excited to see what the future is. We're not winning a ring this year, but you want to see some seeds get planted at this given point with this team, so that at least you have hope, right? With what's going to come, with what the Raptors are going to bring. But ideally, going to games, man, I know how much of a difference it can make, and I know that they know. So I think going to games is probably what has me most excited. And it's a hungry group of people that are on this team, and they're trying to earn their spot, not just on the team but in the league, and get their names out there, right? So earn your keep, and let's go Raptors.
Damn right. I mean, going to games is definitely, that's when I was thinking about this question, that's given me life. Like me and Matt always joke about Matty D always joke about, like, sort of shawarma and like just like stuff, but being a fan and just going wild. Like I remember, I'm section 309, and just the way the game was going. I know it's old news now because Freddie has the record, but when DeRozan broke, Vince's record, points in the arena, it's like I knew it was going to happen, not like before the game or something, but just like as the way the game was winding down. It was a tight game. We were battling Milwaukee, and DeRozan was just, he was getting in the line. He was scoring, and I just started seeing it. And I was like, I was getting my whole section jacked because I was like, history's about to happen, man. This is crazy. I was also there for the time where, Embiid missed a free throw, and then Josh Richardson went to the line and he missed 3 free throws in a row. And the moment, it was electric, man. It was just like, and that's just one part of one game. So I'm totally with you. And yeah, I mean, knowing you, you could definitely get your whole section going and more. So
they know.
Great answer.
They know me when I pull up there, man. And
I know.
I've seen them win and lose in that building. I watched Paul Millsap hit his first career 3, bro, and it sent the game into overtime, and they proceeded to lose. So I mean, I want to be there for the good times and the bad times. You know what I mean? But at least we're there. You know what I mean? Let us all hurt together, bro. Like that's man, that's a very important part to what sports are all about.
Ryan, what about you? What's giving you life right now?
Man, like I said it before, it's just, this is opportunity. This is team opportunity. There's so much like up in the air with this team. This is like a mood and a new feeling that I don't think any Raptor era of Raptors basketball we felt. Like, obviously coming up, the Damon Stoudemire getting the new franchise. Okay. And then the rough years that happened after that. Then you have the Vince, the T-Mac, the Muggsy Bogues, the Oakley era, and then a rough era after that. Like, and then just obviously in the last decade, we the North and just moving into that and becoming like a consistent winning franchise. And finally getting, the fan base stable and everything just, coming together and ultimately leading to a chip. And then now we sit in this area where it's like, we don't know, but I'm excited because when you draft a guy like Scotty Barnes, who is literally showing people that he wants to be here. People were upset about Jalen Suggs not taking Jalen Suggs, but I was over Jalen Suggs after 24 hours. I was over Jalen Suggs. When I saw Scotty Barnes wearing that hat everywhere he went, first day in Toronto, still wearing the hat, right outside the building, taking pictures with fans, going to the Toronto Blue Jays games, taking pictures with fans. Just like the kid loves it. He loves it. And that video you sent us was the perfect comparison and analogy. That's Scotty Barnes. That little kid is Scotty Barnes. Yeah. In like it was meta. Like I was just like, I saw him and I saw Scotty Barnes, because every time I see a picture of Scotty, I just see excitement. I see like encouragement. I see opportunity. I see, okay, So I'm not as, obviously people are down on the Raps. Are we going to make the playoffs? Are we not going to make the playoffs? But no, I'm happy where we're at right now. I am happy. And you know what? Masai didn't sacrifice everything for one or two guys like he was told so many times. I remember what was the trade to get Westbrook? What was the
that was, I
rumor?
think it was like Siakam OG or something.
Yeah. I'm happy that stuff didn't happen a year ago. I'm actually happy because I feel like those guys would have been gone by now. And then we don't have Pascal. We don't have all these guys. We still have them. So I'm not upset about not making those huge moves. I'm happy where we're at, and I feel like the opportunities are going to be there. And it all starts with Scotty. It all starts with like Matt said earlier, like the guys we have now, OG, Pascal. I'm on board. I like this team, and Scotty's giving me life. That's the end of it. Scotty's giving me life.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was a crazy time. I feel like, that time in between Kawhi going to the Clippers, who knows? I'm sure it could be like a short 30 for 30, but I do feel like there was a big part of that was Masai being like, listen, Kawhi, I love you, but like, I call the shots. That's how this organization runs. And like, I know you want to call the shots, but not here. So Steve Ballmer's over there. And
can I ask you guys a question real quick? Hold on.
Yeah, man. Hop in.
Are you saying that there was a time where they would have kept Kawhi and sent Pascal and OG for Russ? That would have and Russ would have came?
Not just Russ. The rumor was Russ and Paul George.
Basically, and you wouldn't have done that?
Well, here's the deal. I definitely, if that was a good part of the future, like here we go, like, but I think it was mostly, I think this is just, it's all hearsay, but I think Masai knew he was being leveraged and he was like, I don't trust this. So
I think they're gone. I think they were gone after 1 year.
Yeah.
And then, but then you go back to back and then they leave.
I mean, I do think a team with Russ, PG, and Kawhi at that time, we would have. I mean, but again, I don't know how much else. I think it was very much like the Thunder was like, and we'll take, it's not just that. It's like, we'll take that. Basically, we'll take all your best players and all your best picks, and this is who you got.
I ain't gonna lie. I would have put my soul in for that. Like they could have. I hate to be that guy, but I'm being greedy. But that sounds so sweet to me that I don't know how that. And maybe that's Satan coming at you right there with that. You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, come on. That sounds like a great team.
Knowing that they skip for LA maybe a year later.
Yeah, man. Give me 2 rings and then we'll sort it out after, bro. That because we would have won it. We would have won again, and it would have been a question. And I would have welcomed facing LeBron in any fashion with such a three guys like that. Are you kidding me?
I'll say this. I do feel like I'm stuck in between. I just don't know how real it ever was. So I feel like if there was like commitment of some kind, even in the same way that Kawhi was like, yeah, I'll commit for a year, but I'll choose when I don't. Yeah, like I'll choose when I don't play. And
I will not sleep. I will not sleep tonight if I know that was a real possibility. I'll never sleep again.
Hey, I don't know. That's
back up.
No, yeah, it's almost like a trauma memory. We all forgot about it, but we're talking new era here, and
good, yeah. Let's get over that, man.
Yeah, we all need to get over this.
Maddie's here.
Maddie D, what's giving you life here? Besides, us Raptors fans, like imagining, the Kawhi era.
What could have been. Well, I will say the one thing that's really been giving me life lately is seeing Pascal back in town, showing up at different locations, riding the TTC. It just like feels so much better in comparison to the Ben Simmons situation. I think at the start of the summer, we kind of thought maybe that there could have been these two situations that were very similar with Ben Simmons and Pascal wanting out and stuff. So it's nice to know that, you know, Pascal doesn't want out. You know, his agent has made that clear, and it seems like he really wants to be the guy. So, you know, seeing him back in town, I think it finally is like, oh yeah, he does want to be here, and we can kind of put all that stuff that happened with him and Nurse behind us and move forward. And, you know, just enjoy the Ben Simmons show right now, because I would hate to be a Philly fan. That would really suck. You're a first place team last year in the East, and one of your star players doesn't ever want to wear your jersey again. What a mess. And thankfully that's not happening with Pascal, and hopefully he's here for a long time. So that's given me life right now.
Matty D, I'm totally with you. And just to give the Sixers fans a bit of a burn, hey, trust the process, right? This is all part of it, okay? Just kidding. Our process brought us a ring. But really, though, like, I'm doing a bit of piggybacking here because I think, you know, I kind of had Ryan's point, but all this is giving me life. Like, you know, the player sightings, the new guys kind of like hustling for reputation, actually going back to Scotiabank, you know, Scotty throwing the first pitch and then being like, I got like a cannon for an arm, and like, you know, everything. It's just like a really exciting kind of new era vibe. But I want to talk some NBA. I got some fun questions for you guys. And I think before we launch into the next segment, let's just take a quick break here for our sponsors. And we're back. And I'm always real slick. I'm so slick when I do that, you know?
Quick.
I'm a pro. I'm a vet, you know. I'm getting like, you know, Dak Shepard, Rogan money here. So let's rock. But Maddie, I feel like you're ready now. Let's hop into this next segment. Would you please give me your loudest, scariest, weirdest Adam Silver sounding NBA sting? See, I messed up.
Can you not hear it, or is there a real delay? What's going on?
Oh no, I can hear it, but sometimes I think at the end of your audio file, it's gonna go wheel.
Okay.
It doesn't always do that, so no, that's just me. That's just Freddie. You know, no worries. That's just me being confused by my own joke. You know, no worries. Right. So I watched the. I'm not sure if you guys have all watched it, but I watched the Malice at the Palace. You know, doc that I think is produced by. But yeah, was that the Untold series? Is that what you said, Matty D? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, the Untold series, which you were telling me about. That I didn't realize there's a bunch more Untold stuff, and I think me and Matty D got to play some golf on the weekend, which was really fun. He's awesome, by the way. I'm trash, but I don't care. See if I care. You know what I mean? No, but we were talking about this Mouse at the Palace, and I didn't realize there was a whole series, and that kind of got me thinking about what other teams or NBA events or whatever could, you know, or do for like a retelling or just like an inside look. Like I even started watching that that Formula One racing show, and just having an inside look at these, like, you know, these personalities and athletes and these, you know, Ferrari and whatever Red Bull is just crazy. Like it's just an open gym, you know, is like some of the OGs of this. I think when they show you, I mean, that's what I should have said for the last question. You know, I'm excited for this year's open gym. My God, it's going to be amazing. But yeah, like let's go to you first, Ryan. I kind of am just curious of like a story, and you know, maybe this is going to be a Mavs one. I'm setting you up, but like, yeah, like what's a team or a time or something you'd like to see, like just a really deep look at?
Well, I was gonna stay away from Dallas, but I'll just put it in there anyway. Obviously, 2011. Like you just gotta go through it. I followed that year like a maniac. I have the championship DVD. I know what Dirk was going through mentally and the finals against the Heat. But actually, surprisingly, I would actually say the Miami Heat, because if you think about it, that's the next kind of Beatles. That was the Heatles, right? That was the next like version of The Last Dance that I feel is going to be told. If not, it's already being it should be in production by now. The Miami Heat from 2011 to 2015 or whatever the 4 years was, that needs to be in a 30 for 30. That needs to be told. We know that the cameras were rolling. You cannot not have cameras on that team. That team was the most scrutinized team in the last 2 decades of NBA basketball. So that's the Miami Heat is the team I'd want to see. And then the funny thing is that they all relate to Dallas, but as much as I hate it, the We Believe Warriors.
Oh my God, great. Yes, the We Believe Warriors, Baron Davis.
That team was electric.
Oh my God.
It was electric. As much as it screwed me over, it was electric.
And that was also, and I feel like you'll know this for sure. And please correct me if I'm wrong. Is that when Don Nelson, he was coaching the Warriors and he was just coached the Mavs for like however many years. So it was like that inside track. That was a part of that too, wasn't it?
The Mavs were a 67 win team destined to win the title, beat pretty much every team in the season. And the one team that basically stopped them was Don Nelson's Warriors, because he knew everything about Dirk. He knew everything about Avery Johnson. He knew everything about that team. And it was pretty much the only team that actually swept us during the regular season.
So good. Yeah. See, these moments, like, this is exactly what I was looking for, dude. And like, 2011, yeah, they were a champion, so that story was told a bunch, but I always got to shout that team out as, in my opinion, since I've been watching, basketball like crazy, I think they're up there for having the single hardest road to the NBA Finals and beating the best teams. But like, people don't even remember what Brandon Roy did in that first round.
That was the last best Blazer team we've seen in the last like 10 years.
Oh man, like
that Blazer team was ridiculous.
Wow.
And yeah, that I mean, again, I think the Raptors had a really serious road as well. I guess we had Orlando, so there's that. Like it just it doesn't count. Compared to like the Mavs. But yeah, let's go to you, Matt Henry. Just like, what's a team for you, or a time, or whatever that you feel like you'd like to see again?
That's a great question, because I mean, if you want to highlight like a terrible franchise, like Minnesota's really bad, and I just want a insight of how they've stayed this bad and they still have a franchise. Like, send that back to Vancouver, bro. That's how bad they are.
I want to see that.
But quite frankly, give me a Hakeem Olajuwon Doc, bro.
Ooh.
Because people like to talk about Mike. Mike left because I'm one of those people. He knew he wasn't beating those Rockets, bro. He wasn't beating that team. Give me the Rockets back to back. Give me theirs. While Michael Jordan went to go play baseball. And if you even want to double down on it, give me like top centers, but centers that they're not talking about. Because Shaquille O'Neal used to get worked by Hakeem Olajuwon, man. So give me that Olajuwon doc, because I would watch all of it from ticker to tape, and give me those like a top 10 centers, but I don't want to say necessarily by ESPN because they would ruin it. But he has to be in there, and people don't like, they don't talk about Hakeem, and people don't talk about Kareem at all. And when you're talking about like best of all time, why not are you not talking about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? And why aren't we talking about best centers? Why do we skip Hakeem so quickly? That whole position is, I don't want to say it's fallen by the wayside, but with the way how it's played is not, that five is, they got to shoot. Before they didn't have to shoot. The paint used to be a real place. Like you couldn't just pull up in there like how these guys pull up in there now. So, give me the Hakeem Doc. and let's go with the Rockets, and let's go from there.
Dude, like that's you're speaking my love language right now. First of all, like I just can't agree with you more about Kareem. That's not my answer, but I think Kareem deserves like 10 different docs, like the Lou Alcindor, the everything. The fact that he's so left out of the GOAT conversation to me is like only reflects when you were a fan, because I feel like for me anyways, it's him, LBJ, MJ, and it's quite a big distance from whoever you want to put us fourth. So I'm just fully agreeing with you there. And Hakeem, I think, is so incredible. And I mean, I think also you'd have Kenny the Jet. You know, he'd be a big personality there. And you know, to just to add to your point, for anyone who is, you know, if you want to see some center dominance, again, Shaq was young, but you know, check the highlights. Orlando versus Houston. Hakeem dominates Shaq.
He worked him
and
took him to school, man.
Yeah, you know, and it's a little bit of there's some old man, young man stuff in there, but like he dominated him, and it was an incredible, like those. Every champion's deserving for sure, and obviously this is, you know, hard to say with MJ or whatever, but that's just like almost like ships passing in the night there. Like you know, Ryan brought up the Heatles too. For me, ships passing in the night is the Warriors and the Heatles, because those two teams will always just imagine, you know, what those at their peaks, what like how they would battle. But man, I'd love to see it. My answer here, and this is weird because I feel like people know that I'm not a fan of this organization, but as a 1 year nugget, I would like to see the KG Pierce Allen Celtics, like just as how it happened in the summer, their start of, you know, like whatever it was, 20-1. I'd love to see that team. And then my backup answer, if you guys were going to say something like this, I would love to see, and this is a little bit deep, but I feel like these are the types of teams that don't get appreciated enough. I'd like to see a grit and grind Memphis Grizzlies doc. You know, the peak of their powers was probably like, I think at one conference finals, and, you know, beating the Spurs in a series and going up 2-1 against the Warriors before Tony Allen got injured. But it's just kind of, it was a vibe. And I think it was an exciting team. And, you know, not every team gets to be a champion.
But there's no happy ending there. You know what I mean? Like
there isn't.
So I mean, ideally, but
that's the same with Malice at the Palace. There was no happy ending.
That doc was awesome. It was. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything else from it.
It was great, man.
I learned so much. I just think they hyped up Jermaine O'Neal a little bit too much for me. In that doc, that like he was like, you know, the next great hope of life. But because he wasn't. He was good, but I mean, give me a break. But they were convinced that they were going to win. It's Indiana, bro. You know what I mean? That's not a happy ending franchise, but it worked with the story they were telling. So I mean, for Memphis, if it's a particular year that maybe you're talking about, but not necessarily as a franchise as a whole, like how The Last Dance was, you know, a series of
exactly,
a bunch of, you know what I mean? But I mean, a one and done. Give me 45 minutes talking about the Grizz. I can do that, but that's as long as that's going to go. Much like how Malice in the Palace, it was about an hour, that's what you get.
I'll throw another one, kind of like with the sad ending, the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah,
that whole franchise. Now that's a beginning to end game. That's 5 hours.
Yeah,
of sadness. That's a 6-part series, baby.
5 hours of sadness, and you know. But Matt Henry, just you know, your instincts are right, by the way. One of the main producers of the Malice at the Palace doc is a Jermaine O'Neal. So just, you know, you got to look at who's funding things, but let's keep this moving. Ryan.
Yeah.
I will list the players just because, and I think it's important to say that playoff heroes are sometimes different than the regular season juggernauts. So that's a big part of this MVP conversation. So I think sometimes it gets lost in who's the best player alive and who's the MVP. So I want to stick to MVP. So I want you to think in that realm. So if you don't think the guy can play a whole season, be healthy enough, then that should be a factor here.
Okay.
So with that said, before the playoffs started, the MVP rankings on NBA.com had this order: 1 through 10. Jokic, Embiid, Giannis, Curry, Paul, Dame, Luka, Rudy, as in Rudy Gobert, Randall, and Russ. So I'm asking you, who by that time next year will 100% be on that list? And out of the guys I listed, who's going to be off?
So you want like all the guys are going to be still on there?
No, sorry, just pick out of those 10 guys. I want you to pick one that you're like, that guy's not on next May. And then a guy who's not on there, I want you to tell me this guy, though, will be on.
Okay, 100% Luka's there. Luka's going to be there for the next 10 years. There's absolutely no way that this kid, he's been on there since his second year in the league. He's going to be on there forever. So Luka's definitely still on there.
So out of the 10 guys, though, who's off?
Who's off? Is that Julius Randle?
That's Julius Randle.
It's Julius Randle.
Nope.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to you, Matt Henry, though.
Nope.
I love it.
No.
So
All
Ryan,
right.
though, so
All right.
Randall's off.
Randall's
Who's
off.
the guy not on this list that's on? You know what I'm saying?
That's a hard one. That's a hard one.
Who's not on this list that you're like, whoa, how's he not on there? He's on.
See,
I can give you a minute too and pop over. Okay,
give me a minute.
so Matt Henry, first, give me a very quick defense of Julius Randle. Then tell me who you think is off out of those 10 guys.
The Knicks are coming with heat this year, bro. Do not sleep on that's a young team. They got Derrick Rose. That's a nice little veteran that they're coming to play. They're gonna get it done. I really think they do. I think Julius Randle is phenomenal. And you know who else is going to be on that list? RJ Barrett is pulling up this year, bro.
Wow, I love that.
It's gonna happen. You know what I mean? I trust me. I love the Raps, but when I used to play NBA courtside for the N64, bro, I was running with the New York Knicks. I was running with Allen Houston and that gang. And what I'm saying is, this is finally for after like 20 years. The Knicks, they're formidable, they're young, they're hungry. I like Thibodeau. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know who you got to take off the list, but make room for RJ Barrett, and you got to keep Julius Randle right there.
I'm asking you though. So out of those 10 guys,
I got the name.
Matt Henry, if you had to bet out of these 10 guys, who's off?
Dame, Luka, Randall, Curry, Paul. Who is this? Ooh, Chris Paul.
He's got the age, right? It could be Paul.
Yeah, I know. Chris Paul ain't gonna be no MVP, man. He could come on, and I like him. I'm not being.
Oh yeah, no. These are the top players. It's no disrespect.
No, he could come off, man, and let someone else make their way, and maybe Trey Young. He's listening to this podcast.
That was the name.
Okay, that was one of my major candidates. Is
Trey
that you,
Young?
Ryan?
Yeah. Go ahead, Ryan.
That was the name I was gonna say. Like if Trey Young needs to be there, he's the Joker of New York. He's showing up at WWE events.
That was amazing.
He's an entertainer. I love that guy.
Oh, it was so good. I'm a wrestling junkie, and I will say that.
Yep.
And to watch him come out and just inhale those boos, I was yelling at the TV. I was like, man, get off my TV, bro. And he did great. He interrupted a match. He got ejected. Like, he is a Joker, man. And yeah, Trey Young, he put him on the list. I mean, I like Chris Paul. Obviously, he's a legend, first ballot Hall of Famer. But Trae Young is not. He's not playing around. Ryan is 100% correct.
Okay, so Trey was one of my candidates for me, and again, it's no disrespect because he's amazing. I think Russ is off the list because the Lakers have 3 superstars, and I feel like it's LeBron and AD, and there's just a lot going on there. So that's my pick for the guy I think's off. But Paul was the other one I was thinking about, and Randall I'm unsure of, but you made some good points, Matt Henry. But the guy I also was thinking that is going to be on the list was oh man, I just had it. Sorry, it was Trey, and the other guy was I think KD is going to vacillate between still resting too much because he's at that part of his career, but the guy I think that's not going to rest and be basically as good as he's been for the last little while is James Harden. So I think James Harden is going to be back on that list. Maybe he's not top 5, but I think James Harden will be very much, in that crew of 10 guys. And for me, he had a weird year with Houston and then injuries, and who knows? Maybe that hamstring is going to give him problems forever. But I think James Harden could easily be back to scoring, whatever crazy amount of points a game. And
so does Kyrie fall into the same area as Russ for you? You know what I mean? Where he's, I don't want to call him the third option, but he's that.
Yeah, no, he'll be the third option. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think Kyrie's amazing, but I think he's the third best player on his team. Like, I think James Harden and KD are, I don't want to say like planets better than him, but like considerably. I don't know that he's youngest. So maybe,
yeah.
Like I've definitely drifted into hater territory for Kyrie. So, I got to watch myself. He's a good player. My God, he's a good player.
You know what? I completely forgot you did not have Harden and Durant in there. And to be honest, without COVID and now this being KD's second season since the injury,
right?
I'm putting James and KD back in there. And to be honest, I'm taking Rudy, Randall out. And I actually think
I was thinking Rudy too. Yeah.
I actually think Russell is actually going to overtake AD for the second best player on the Lakers.
Ooh, I like that.
I think he has too much motivation. This is his chance to get the ring. This is his chance to get the ring. And he's still putting up triple doubles.
I love Russ, man. People hate the guy.
And he's going to do it easier, man. When you have LeBron and AD to facilitate too, they're talking about how he can't shoot. Bro, he doesn't have to put up as many points now because look who's on your team.
Totally.
LeBron and LeBron now. LeBron doesn't have to bring the ball up the court, and I think that's a big deal.
Oh my God!
And like what we're talking about the whole regular season, when LeBron's like, "Oh, my knee or my ankle, or I'm 38 years old and I just have played like a lifetime in the NBA," Russ will be like, "I got you for 3 weeks."
Yep,
and I think that's going to be huge.
Yep,
that's right.
But I want to finish strong here, so let's do some quickish questions. Maddie, if you would, please give me that most delicious sounding quickish questions sting.
Quickish questions.
Okay. I'm going to have to do some formatting here, but you guys know what's up. This is Quickish Questions. Maddie D's popping in. If you're checking out on YouTube, the color just changed to blue. So you know what I mean? It's popping off. I'm going to go through these questions as quick as I can. I might stutter, slur, misread a comma. That doesn't matter. You have to answer as quickly as possible. And no stalling. Maddie D, I'm always looking at you for this. You find ways to stall. It's not okay. It is okay. We're having fun. Let's do
Times is hard.
I know it is. It's hard. But hey, I want your brain to fire off.
Okay.
It's not a measured answer here, guys. Just don't want to hear the first thing. So we're gonna go Ryan, Henry, and then we're gonna go. That's weird to hear your name like that, I'm sure, but we're gonna go Ryan, Henry, as in Matt Henry, and Maddie. He's like, we're gonna go full name.
I go twice. Yeah.
Let's do this, Maddie D.
All right.
Okay, Ryan. I'm just going to read this question and then I'll reformat it just a bit for our boy Randall. It's hard to keep track of who's in the team, and I don't really know anymore who will get minutes. Can you please explain what the most likely Raptors rotation is for next season? So I don't want you to give me the whole rotation, but throw me a name like a Utah, a guy like that who's like, this guy's a part of the team.
Precious isn't part of the team. He is going to
yeah.
be in that 6 somewhere. Guaranteed.
Love it.
Yeah.
Correct. That's where my head was at.
Yeah.
Love me some Precious. Henry.
Yep.
Other than Kyle, which former Raptor would you want back?
Norman Powell.
Love it. Norm doesn't get the love he deserves.
I love him and I miss him.
Me too.
So,
I miss
yeah,
him
give
too.
me Powell, man.
Understanding the grind. Maddie,
Yeah.
which Toronto Park basketball court should I hang out at in Toronto to most likely see a Raptor, since they have been seen at courts around downtown in the last few days? Pascal at Alexandra Park, behind Dragon City, FVV at an unknown school. What park are we hanging out to catch a Rap?
I don't know the name of it, Fred, but I think it's more personal to you and I and the other actors that appear and listen to the podcast. You know where Powerhouse used to be, where we used to go to that mom and pop place to get the jerk chicken sandwich that was really good?
Yes.
You know, we're right down by Lakeshore. There's a nice basketball court right out front of it. And every time that I would park to go to an audition there, I'd always think about, it'd be kind of fun to play basketball here. So I feel like there's a good chance you're going to see Kem Birch there.
That's, folks, how you do a quickish question. No, but he played a sound effect for himself.
You got jerk chicken sandwich in there, so
Yeah,
Oh,
Matty D
man.
goes hard.
So good. Hope that place is still there.
Let's turn Alan Shane's question into like, well, we each get to name one, and we were talking historic bigs before, so he's looking for the top 5 power forwards of all time.
my favorite.
You only get to name one, and we'll just go down the list. Ryan,
Dirk.
love it. Matt,
Give me
Henry?
Kevin Garnett, man.
okay. Matty D,
Sorry, this is an all play. What was the question again?
best power forward of all time. We already got Garnett and Dirk.
Best power forward. Shaq? Is he a power forward?
He's a center, so I don't know,
Doesn't
but
count?
that's your answer, man. You know,
I just think he's the most powerful basketball player to ever play the game. So
fair.
We are disrespecting the number 1 power forward.
I know we are disrespecting the number one. Ryan,
Oh, me? Am I
yeah,
taking it?
it's back to you. Name
Duncan.
Tim Duncan. Thank you. Number
Tim
one.
Duncan.
Number
Disrespect.
one.
Power forward? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, he's a center, isn't he?
He's both, kind of.
He gets
weird.
to be both.
I know Shaq doesn't. It's weird. I don't make the rules. Okay. But okay. Finish this off strong here. Matt Henry. Who's the?
Give me LeBron. If we're doing that, LeBron he's a 4, bro.
Dude, that's juicy. And
Didn't we do
I-
Are
that?
you kidding me?
I think I like it. It's quickish
come
question,
on,
so-
man.
Charles
I don't-
Barkley is not happy right now.
Yeah, Bart.
No,
You know what?
he's not.
The bodies are
Don't
piling up
send
with
him the
quickish
link, man.
questions. But let's finish this off here. Last one. And I feel like there's an inside joke here from Alan Shane, but we'll see. Matty D.
Yeah.
Did the 2006 championship Miami Heat team cheat?
He did this for me.
The 2016?
Yes. Did they cheat? Can't repeat the question again.
No, I don't know. Did
Me
they cheat?
either.
No.
I don't know either.
Cheat. Did they deflate the ball?
I'll say this. Dwayne Wade did get to the line about 2,000 times a game. So that was a bit weird, but
They're paying off the refs?
I don't know.
Jeez.
Yeah, the answer is no. They didn't cheat. We don't have evidence.
No.
Ryan, I feel like this is for you. You know, like
It was. He did this for me because we kind of mentioned it in another podcast, but the free throw discrepancy was absolutely ridiculous. Dwayne Wade went to the line again 200 times in like a span of 4 games.
It was
It
crazy.
made absolutely no sense. and they were phantom fouls. There is literally video evidence, and I'm pretty sure disgraced referee Tim Donaghy or somebody was in that game.
Oh,
So
Always juicy when Donaghy pops in, baby.
So that was a series that I'll never forget, and I always say that Dirk should have at least 3 rings, if not for that, and of course the We Believe Warriors.
No.
All right, guys, we've made it to the end of the pod, the end of Quickish Questions. Thank you both so much. You're amazing. This was a fun pod. We're messing around. Let's go to you first, Ryan. Below the hardwood for sure, but is there anything else you want to let people know about?
Just below the hardwood is going to be coming back obviously this season, of course. Me, Alan, comedian Alan, Shane Lewis, Dexter Areola. So you can always get us for that unfiltered. We just have fun. I like to say we're different. We just go out there, we talk. It's like you're sitting in a basement with your friends playing 2K, and we're just talking hoops. So you can catch me on Twitter at RA Henry, Instagram at RA Henry, and yeah, Dallas Mavericks all day.
Hell yeah, dude. Matt Henry, what's up? You're doing shows. Let people know about some good stuff, man.
I am ripping Comedy Bar on the 26th Sunday. I'm doing the 18th at Comedy Bar.
Woo.
So I mean, stand up is coming. I want to start a sports podcast. It's coming. So follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Comedian Matt Henry on stuff. And if you like, my reckless takes, they're coming. So yeah, follow me on stuff, and you'll be first to know.
Hell yeah, we're here for your reckless takes. And just a huge thanks to everyone who's listening to the pod. Sorry we missed last week, and thanks for all the support. It's been a really good time, and we're jacked for this season. And Matty D, if you feel like we're good to go, please, sir, just give me those sweet words. Okay.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.